first diagnosed with autism around 4 years old. My experience with autism is unique to me, I guess. I basically, throughout my life, I basically have a hard time, like, more socializing with people sometimes, engaging with other people, and also trying to actually make friends. For the most part, like from kindergarten to like 6th grade, I wasn't like actual special needs. I was really smart, like I had my class, a lot of things, always on honor roll, always on, always top of my game and stuff. And then my actual like teacher at the time was actually like, hey, how do you consider like going to like regular classes? Like, oh, and this is around the time of like 6th grade, where I'm attending classes with normal neurotypical people for the first time, and basically that was kind of a big adjustment for me because it wasn't really like a straight to like special needs to like actual like regular classes where it's like, you know, one to another. It's more like me having to actually go back and forth sometimes around 6th grade, early high school years, where I have some classes in special needs and other classes in regular classes with other kids. So essentially, it wasn't the best years of my life, I have to admit. Like, there were some pitfalls, some actual social things. Like, my whole problem is, well, back in the day when I was growing up, I wore my heart on my sleeves. So the fact of the matter is, I try way too hard to make friends, and that just alienates people more. So essentially, that was worse when 6th grade to middle school and stuff, where that was kind of like the most awkward years of my life, where I tried way too hard to make friends and just alienate a bunch of people, which kind of sucks for me. But like, I learned from it. I can't change the past, but like, I can more or less how I'm gonna dictate my future. So after middle school, Lewis and Clark Middle School, I went to North. It was a little easier, but still had those pitfalls, especially in my earlier high school career. Still in the whole back and forth between special needs and like and regular classes. A little less now in high school, so I made some lifelong friends in high school. Also made some dumbass mistakes. But other than that, like essentially, after junior and senior high school, I'm starting to get better at my autism, trying to actually, you know, learn social cues and what to say, not to say, like all that stuff when it comes to my experiences with like actually dealing with other people and how I should act around other people. And towards college, I think is like one of the few, like recently, like 2012 onwards. Funny thing about that is like after graduation, a big thing happened to me. Like around post-graduation, around 2012, or around the time my mom got diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, I was learning like how to function like on the job and stuff with the Autism Center. So I got my first job in a couple months with Hy-Vee off of Cass Street, which, you know, that's cool. I keep getting paid. I'm learning how to do the job and stuff. And then something hit me, or rather, a car hit me. Essentially, on Cass Street on August of 2012, I got hit by a car. I was learning how to ride the city bus for the first time, because outside that, I only learned how to ride the regular school bus, you know, the short ones. So essentially, like, I was so used to buses stopping traffic for me when I crossed the street, so I didn't realize that city buses don't do that. So essentially, and the funny thing about it is that like, this one guy, I remember that license plate, he's from Iowa, driving this little tiny Prius, basically just going like 60 in the 40-mile lane, and boom, hit me. Wow. Funny fact, I did more damage to the car than my bike. I just pulled his car, and then he kind of sued me afterwards for damages. So, with that being said, after that whole debacle, like, I learned my lesson on that. Like, thank God I'm still alive, or else if that car went over me instead of under me, I would die. So So I'm blessed to be alive still. Like I'm still surprised I'm still alive. So with that being said, graduated from Metro after that. You know, took like the first month off because I was, again, hit by a car. So I went to Metro, went there for 3 years, graduated with an associate's. Then 2015, I went to UNO for the first time, and I'm still trying to graduate from UNO, and I'm actually about to graduate later this year if everything goes right. If I had to say anything about like how am I gonna teach other people, especially with kids with autism, about how to live their lives, how to go through all the things I go through, especially when it comes to school and social things, like couple things. One, don't try too hard to make friends. Friends just come to you, whether you're autistic or not. Like, if you force friendships on people, especially if you're feeling really lonely and you're feeling kind of isolated, that no one really gets you or really understands you or want to understand you, don't, like, first off, that's natural, but secondly, it's not really that much of an issue because people will be nice. There are nice people in the world that just wants to understand you and want to be friends with you. Just let them have that chance and don't try to force things on people. That's the fast way to get rid of people. Like, be all extra. Second thing, in terms of like dealing with autism, like I know like a couple of people already said that like there's some sensory issues that a lot of autistic people have, like with haircuts, hygiene and stuff. All that. I struggle with those too, still, even at 27. I know that's kind of embarrassing, but basically when it comes to like little things like that, like day-to-day stuff, always try to learn from your mistakes and actually move forward and retain the stuff you learn. That way you can actually move forward and actually become more independent as things go on. So that way people like your parents or your teachers won't have to remind you 24/7, like so my parents would, especially my mom and stuff. So like, I know I make mistakes all the time, like just basic stuff. So just try to do your best every day. Always try to remember stuff every day, and always try to actually do your part to actually help out. And also try to do your best to actually give 100% on everything you do. Also focus. I know focusing is also a hard thing for autistic people, especially myself. But also try to look up some focusing tips online or talk to a therapist about how to organize your thoughts and try to actually focus your actions. Also, not to mention, like, pay attention to everything you're doing because sometimes I tend to be in my own head a lot of times, just think about other stuff like, what I'm going to do like a couple of hours from now, what show I'm watching, or what new thing I'm going to draw, or like what new chore I'm about to do. Like focus on the moment and move step by step. That's the easiest way to get through the day. Like if you're gonna have a lot of chores to do or like a lot of things to do on your daily schedule, just pick one at a time and just move forward from there, because thinking ahead of time will just mess you up, essentially. So with that being said, also it helps just to have like organized, like routines, like very important for an autistic person. So tangibly see a chart or an actual like calendar and just mark the things you have to do, or a checklist or something on those lines, and make that visible for you to actually see that. So yeah, that helps me a lot, so it should be helping for you. I know everything's different case to case, but like in general, that seems like a rule of thumb for most people with autism. So yeah, so with that being said, I think that's about all the things I've done. So yeah.
Thank you.